Alright guys, so quick update before I get to the 2018 figure. For the Resurrection figure, I went ahead and gave in and I just swapped the H2O hand and the Resurrection hand to actually let him hold the knife, and both hands hold the knives a lot better than what the figures came with. So here's Busta Ween Resurrection Michael Myers holding the knife. But anyways, let's erase my past grudges with this figure aside, like Halloween erases timelines. It's time we took a look at the Halloween 2018 6-scale figure by Trick or Treat Studios. Of course, just like the rest of the box arts, the shipping packaging is the theatrical poster. We've got Halloween 2018 up here, as long as the spine. Of course, in the back here with Michael holding up the knife. We have it here on the side, and here we could pull back this window display. Death is the only solution for Michael. There was nothing to be gained from keeping evil alive. One shot of sodium. If you don't forget it, you can read it. You can read it from here, but it needs to die. It needs to die. Taking a closer look at the figure, we can see the amount of detail put into this figure. We can see all of the aging and real like dirty marks into this mask. There's a really nice head sculpt with some good paint on it. Looks really nice. We get a good 360 spin on it. The hair is obviously sculpted. And overall, he looks pretty good. Now let's take a look at the inside of the mask. You can see the eye holes. He does have the dead eye in there. I don't know if you can see it too well. Here, let's see if I can get a better shot of it right now. In the neck right there, we can see where Laurie stabbed him in the neck with a knitting needle from 1978. Got some really good wear and tear here and aging on the mask. Now, as it spins here, we get a good 360 rotation of the entire figure. It has some really great detail, and I want to say that this pair of coveralls is probably one of my favorites. I just love how, I don't know what it is, if it's the body, the way it shapes it out, but this looks like a really good pair of coveralls. We've got some really nice detailed hands, which are really grimy and dirty. We've got every nook and cranny in the boots, how dirty they are. So I got a little bit of blood on it. It looks really nice. This is a really nice looking figure. When it comes to the hands, we do have a relaxed hand and this grabby hand. Now he can grab two different weapons that he comes included with. The first weapon that he would come included with is this hammer that he uses on that old lady when he first goes on that rampage. When he first returns to Haddonfield, you just go ahead and slide it in here like this. And there you go. Now he's holding the hammer up, and he looks really cool with it. It's got a good amount of blood on it. You can see at the edge of the hammer right there, and it just kind of drips onto the handle. It's really well painted. I really like how this looks. You can see the other side right here. Some really grimy and nasty details on that hammer. Michael here also comes included with this shot off hand when Laurie shot his two fingers off at the end of the movie. You can see there it is right there. It's pretty disgusting, pretty gory and bloody. Got some good old detail in it, and it looks really nice. Take a look at that. Peace, dude. Here is the other slightly tighter hand with the grabby little hole to put the knife in. Now, unfortunately, these joints were way too tight to put into the actual peg, and when taking it back out, the whole joint right here would come off. So I had to use some warm water to not only take the hands off, especially this one over here, to swap the hands, but I also had to warm up this hand so I could fit the knife in because it's a very tight fit. But it still looks pretty cool and definitely worth doing, and I would recommend doing it. The figure's articulation, we have a ball joint at the head, of course, allows for some good old articulation. We have two joints here at the shoulders, which allow the arms to come out pretty far. There's a single bend in both arms here. And of course, before I mentioned that joint, that peg here, wrist peg, wrist joint, allows for some good articulation in the hands. And then moving on down to the waist, we have a little bit of a crunch and some swiveling going on here. Obviously limited due to the coveralls here. We've got some joints in the hips. Allows for Michael to spread out his legs kind of far. Definitely try not to overdo it on that. He can push his legs out this far. He has a double bend in both knees. Looks really nice. And finally, of course, he has ball joints here in the boots, which we'll take a good look at now. Looks really, really disgusting. Really grimy. Got some dirt here in the front. You got a little bit of a blood stain right there. Some more dirt and grime. You can take it underneath the boots. Look at that. Of course, ball joint allows you to do some good old articulation. So, do you think this figure is worth adding to your collection? He retails on Trick or Treat Studios website and retailers like Big Bad Toy Store for $179.99 plus tax and shipping. He looks really well made. This is probably one of my favorite Michael Myers figures out of the 6-scale line that Trick or Treat has done. This guy is really well detailed, and I'd recommend you picking him up. Thank you guys for checking this review out. I'll catch you in the next one.